Welcome to the episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I'm going to be diving into episode 8 of Lego Masters. We are down to our final five. Yep, final five. Heading into the final five here of Lego Masters. I'm excited to break down this episode as we are getting into a little bit of 90s action. The five remaining contestants will travel back in time in the 90s. Contestants are tasked with recreating any item from Will Arnett's high school bedroom where they must fool an eye of a special guest by replacing what was curated in the 90s item into a Lego brick carbon copy in an all new Is It a Brick 90s edition episode of Lego Masters. Our final five consist of Anne and Luke, Anthony and no, and wait a minute here. Anne and Luke, Ben and Michael, Corey, Rebecca, Anthony, Joe, and Sage and Ian. The judges said they were looking for the creation, right? Because you're talking about a teams that built a bed, a guitar, a skateboard, an amplifier, a keyboard. Everybody had to build this unique thing from this bedroom, and they wanted it to look obviously real, possibly workable at the same time, because we're going to have a judge come in here and predict what's real and what's not. But our first contenders were Anne and Luke. They made a full-size bed. However, it did collapse. It was over 10,000 Legos. The judges were appreciative of the ambitious nature of the build, but obviously it did not hold the weight. Because of that, honestly, the headboard and the ambition behind it, I gave it a 5 out of 10. It's kind of an incomplete rating because they didn't complete the rating itself, but to me, you cannot knock what they did here. It was masterful. It was just ambitious, and I was just kind of hoping that one other team would fall short because Anne and Luke deserve to be in that final four just based off this build alone. Ben and Michael, they built the guitar. To me, very impressive. It looks just like a guitar. It's kind of insane when you see some of these builds side by side. And in this instance here, that side by side was so cool to see because you're like, how in the world are they capable of building something so amazing from Legos? Ben and Michael, great bounce back for them. They had a couple rough weeks, but for me, this is a huge bounce back for them. Corey and Rebecca, the skateboard, to me, the checkered board on the bottom and the wheels that were able to roll, that to me, the complex nature of this, all but small, was really, really good. The judges, though, did challenge them to say that they want to see them go a little bit more bigger in the future. And that to me is what the possibility of what they would possibly be eliminated based on that alone. I gave this one a 7 out of 10 as well, just because I liked it a lot. Anthony and Joe's amplifier. The amplifier is what they built. To be honest with you, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty damn rad. And I agree with the judges. The grill was super cool. The grill on this was really, really nice, and how they shaped this gave it a 6 out of 10 because it wasn't perfect, but it was still thoroughly an impressive build. Sage and Ian did the keyboard. The attention to detail is brilliant. Ian and Sage is somebody I've said since week one when I thought they had the best build that they're going to go a long way in this competition, and they are solidifying that with a mark into the final four. We got season two winners, Mark and Steven, who arrived for Is It a Brick Time? They have to identify all five that are Legos in 60 seconds or less. Mark decided which one it was. He picked the guitar right off the back, the skateboard, the amplifier, the bed, and then he picked the race car, meaning he didn't pick Sage and Ian's build. Will picked up the guitar. We see him proceed to smash all of the other contestants' Legos, which is something always we love to see. The smashing does hurt your soul a little bit because it's pretty cool how they're building these things, but the smashing does make it a little sad. My winner, I had Ben and Michael on the slight edge over Ian and Sage, but it looks like the judges sided with Sage and Ian, who actually get their first win of the season. I didn't realize that. Episode 8 in the season, they've been competitors. I feel like they've been in the top two, but this is their first win of the season, coming at a perfect time, solidifying themselves into the final four. We have 2 episodes remaining of Lego Masters. Our bottom two were Anna and Luke, Corey, and Rebecca. And to be honest with you, I agree with both of these. I do, again, there's just part of me that would have loved to see Anna and Luke. But again, this to me, if you're going to go incomplete, I again say Ben and Michael should have probably went home last week because if we go off the same judging that we did last week, to me, Ann and Luke should have advanced and Corey and Rebecca should have went home here. And I personally would have loved to have seen that just because of the ambitious build from Ann and Luke. But Ann and Luke were eliminated from this week's competition, leaving our final four: Sage and Ian, Anthony and Joe, Corey and Rebecca, Ben and Michael. It is an interesting trek to the final four. Right now, I still think this is Ian and Sage. They're going to win this thing. I still think, I know Ben and Michael are the heavy favorites. They've had a strong bounce back week this week, but Ian and Sage are coming in strong with their big win at the right time. Let me know who you think is going to win Lego Masters Season 5 in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, the exit interview with Anna Luke will be dropping tomorrow morning, or if you're listening after Monday, it is already up on my YouTube Tuesday mornings at 5 a.m. I host the exit interviews with the eliminated cast members. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll be back next week.